really work that longing for all that you can get out of it.
Yeah. The sweet part of the bittersweet.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I wanted to talk a little bit about one of the big advantages to a long distance relationship.
Didn't know there were any.
Oh, yeah. You and I were in a long distance relationship.
It's true, we were. 42 miles.
Medium distance.
Yeah.
Not really long distance, but we saw each other once, maybe twice a week for about 4 years.
Mm-hmm.
Although there was a lot of bittersweet
Wistfulness and
of missing each other.
Mm-hmm.
There was also, it was a wonderful opportunity for me for really paying attention to how I was being in the relationship. And what I mean by that was, kind of a 70s way of saying it is, how I was showing up in the relationship, how I was behaving, what I was bringing to the relationship. And so often when we start a relationship and it's hot and heavy at the beginning and we can spend as much time together as possible and we're together more than we're not, it happens so fast that we don't have time to breathe. We don't have time to really assess, wow, how am I being? Who am I showing up as in this relationship? Is this the person I want to be in this relationship? That space gave me a lot of opportunity to reflect. For instance, how I was treating you, how I was handling myself in different situations. And it became very important to me that I didn't want to move in with you until I knew that I could maintain the level of conscious interaction with you that we were developing from early on.
Of course, I didn't know this for a long time, that she was going off every week and doing all this stuff. I wasn't doing that. I was just looking forward to seeing her next week.
That's funny. Well, I think I grew up in a household very angry, filled with anger and arguments. And basically what we all learned to do as kids was we learned to cut down the person next to us before they got us. And it was we were rough.
Doesn't sound like a fun
It was
way
not
to grow
fun.
up.
I'd still be creating relationships with a lot of drama and conflict and arguments, and I didn't want that. And so this was part of that journey. I'd done a lot of that work already, but it was like I could enter this relationship being extremely clean. And by the time we moved in together, I felt very certain that I could maintain this way we have of interacting, which is very respectful, and we just don't lurch at each other and throw daggers at each other and expect the worst from each other, which is what I grew up with.
No, I mean, on the rare occasion, one of us is a little grouchy, right? Rarely, but once in a great while, and the other one will just smile and go, oh, you're a little grouchy today, huh?
The people that I know right now that are in long-distance relationships, I feel there's an opportunity there to give yourself that time to take a look at who you're being and who you want to be going forward.
And there's a lot to be said for the longing that a long-distance relationship creates.
Mm-hmm.
It was like every week, if it was only once a week we would see each other, I was thinking about it probably 6 days ahead of time and excited about it. And it kind of added a little extra step to my day to think about the date that we had coming up. And, sometimes you get into a relationship, like Molly was saying earlier, and it's just, you're thrown into it. You're all of a sudden, you're living together or seeing each other all the time. You don't have quite that opportunity for the longing, the desire, because it's right there. So this can be a great way to really extend that and really work that longing for all that you can get out of it.
Yeah, the sweet part of the bittersweet.
Yeah.